Well, hello friends, and welcome to another video. As you can see, it's the surface of the sun outside. And based on my last experience dying, my SI joints have informed me that I am not allowed to stand for 2 hours at a time. I can stand for 2 hours total in a day, but not at one time, or I will cripple myself at this point, apparently. Anyway, so we're gonna have to do this in 2 parts at this point, but we have all these Forest Pansy Redbud leaves, which is very exciting. These all came from my dad's tree that's in our front yard, and we're gonna see what these do as a dye bath, because these did some really wacky interactions with iron and left like weird blueprints on the cotton, and green and blue and weird purples. And so I would like to unpack that and see WTF is going on in there, because it definitely has a reaction to iron. So I think it will be fun to see what it does. And we can also then make an iron bath, but not today because we can't stand for 2 hours total. Changing your life thanks to pain and disability is a hoot. I dislike it. Anyway, we're gonna put these in a pot and burl them and see what happens. All right, well, that's a creepy, fun color. The Forest Pansy Redbud is different than other redbuds. I think it is superior. It has heart-shaped leaves at all sizes. This is a lot of leaves. It's pretty thick in there. So we're just going to do the usual slow burl for as long as I remember it's on the stove, which seems to be about 4 to 5 hours is when I have the house smelling like some weird plant enough that I go turn off the stove. So we'll burl this and see what happens. But I already like the weird colors it is. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Let's go redbud tree. Interesting. It has been barely any time at all, and the leaves have lost. Oh my God, it smells. Oh, okay, that's a strong plant smell. Ugh. Oh, no. Okay, well, we're going to turn on the vent and open a window. Okay, but I wanted you to see that it has lost. Like, all of the red coloring has already fallen out. Does that mean it's heat sensitive? Does that mean that you could get 2 extractions out of it, one red and one green? I don't know. It smells terrible, so we'll figure that out while this is closed and there's a vent on. I'm still going to let it do its thing, but it's already lost most of the red. And now there's this horrible, horrible green pulp in there. But I'm going to let it extract for a while. Ew. Oh, the smell. Okay, preemptively opened a window and turned the boil down before opening the pot. That helps a lot. This looks very exhausted in a very short amount of time. But these were so exceptionally dry. They were like little potato chips. So I don't think that these are going to give up much more. And we also have the twigs to boil and try. So I'm going to strain this and then we will throw back in a few fabric scraps. I don't know how dense. It's very see-through, so I don't know how dense. I suppose I should let it steep overnight, shouldn't I? Like I do everything. All right, well, we'll be good. We'll let it steep overnight. But this happened in like, maybe an hour and a half. It's very exhausted. And there's definitely like a really nice like mauve color in there. All right, well, you know what? I might as well just dump out the old indigo and we'll boil the sticks in another pot. And then we'll try both tomorrow, I guess. All right, we can do this. Okay, and in the big pot, I had just thrown in kind of enough water so that the big pot doesn't scald. But I don't know how productive these sticks will be. So I don't want to put too much water in, because then it will be a bit dilute, and then we'll have to boil stuff for longer. So we'll get that simmering. The sticks have also, like the little twiggy parts that are right on the edge of the leaf, those have proved very color rich when doing an iron interaction with the fabric. So we'll see what color comes out. Why not? Okay, so this is pretty aggressively boiled for about an hour, but the sticks don't look spent and they're not all rubbery, and there is color coming off that's semi-similar, but browner than the very red color coming out of the other pot. So we will just let this go for another long while. Good morning, everyone. I was good and I let it steep overnight. Oh, and the cat's here. Great news. He's here to help too. All right, well, we're going to drain this goop and throw some fabric in there and see what happens. And we'll pull the sticks out of the other one. Yep, that's what we're going to do. The redbud remains strange and weird. When I got it all out, it's very mauve. When I was rinsing the pot, it was very green. When pulling this all out, it's very green and exhausted red. It's weird. So we're definitely going to try an iron bath to see what happens after, because that has made stuff turn blue. But this is also printed in like green, yellow, literally indigo blue for some reason, and purple. So I wish I could tell you what was in this stuff, but it all fell out into the water, so that's good news. All right, I'm going to get this heating and then get the stick one heating as well and show you that. Okay, and here is our stick-based one, which has a much stronger look of like just a tannin mordant bath. So leaves are definitely the way to go to those. They were fresh when I got them. They were not dried. However, the tree makes just like piles of crumply leaves that we generally leave to leave the leaf and support bug life. But anyway, there's plenty of leaves to go around. But this is the stick water from the boiling of like a few ounces of sticks. I'm not going to filter that. I don't think it's that important. And I probably won't throw a ton of fabric in here because I'm not sure it will color it very much, but it might have a reaction with iron, so we will try both. But here we go. Pot's making that fun haunted sound again. It's neat. Anyway, we're giving him a alum triformate treated cotton because the cotton tends to do well with tannins. But we will see. This is a pretty light dye bath. However, the other one gives me more hope. One with the leaves because it's like nearly opaque. But we're going to let that one go for quite some time because it's cotton and you can boil it if you want to. Don't mind the sounds of pending explosion, it's just the other pot. All right, so we know that the Habotai silk and the other silk take the color best, but we also know that the silk noir is very color greedy. So what I'm hoping is if I put the lighter silks in first and then the heavier silk, we're out of cotton. We've run out of cotton and we have run out of wool. I'm amazed at how not saturated this color is. But we're going to give it its chance. It still rinses out green in the sink, and I remain bewildered by this. But we have two. See, look, it's turning it green. What is this stuff? What are you, redbud tree? You freaky thing. Are you going to turn purple when we put you in the iron bath? This stuff is weird. It's turning it yellow. Well, that was the last scarves I had, so we'll be reordering those if we want to make anything new. Why do I sacrifice the whole thing at once? Okay, well, this is weird, and this plant remains inscrutable to me. There's more science happening here than I know what to do with. Good luck to all of you in there, in your red stuff that turns things green. Iron mordant? I mean, I don't know what to... What do you want from me? We'll check back in a bit. Okay, so after an hour-ish, 40 minutes of being burled in there, that has actually taken on more of a normal brown, kind of tannin-y shade. It's very kind of the color of immature bark or the inside of the tree. Let's see how the other one is doing. I remain afraid. Okay, so after starting very green, they've been boiling, which seems to have an effect on the color transfer. Just warm and it's green. You can see some parts of it are still kind of green, inexplicably. I don't think it's going to take on more color. This is actually considerably more brown, not in the camera lighting that's adjusted. I don't know if it will look... Yeah, that's a little more accurate. It's less red than it looks. The liquid makes it look redder than it is. The liquid is that red. This is not. I think I'm going to reband this again, like we've done before on our double color shiboris. And then we'll, excuse me, then we'll dunk it in the iron bath. These are so weirdly khaki colored. They look so much redder than they are. It's really bizarre. And we'll cut a piece of that and throw part of it into the iron bath. All right, well, this stuff is odd. I remain baffled, but I'm going to turn off the stove for now. Okay, now this is interesting. This is still reading redder than it is. I wish I could tell you why. But this is the stick one. This is the leaf one. In reality, this is a slightly redder color, but it is not as red as the thing is throwing it. This is also closer to accurate, but it's more yellow than it is brown. So I find that very strange. And I will video us throwing a couple pieces into the iron bath because I expect that to be weird. Okay, so here is a piece of the silk noir. The lighter colored one is from the twigs. The darker colored one is from the leaves. And this is like a 3 or 4% iron bath. I made it a little strong. So let's see what happens. I would think something would happen because they interact with iron so strongly. Yeah, it's doing something. I wish I could tell you what. Kind of? Is it doing anything? I don't know. Oh, Redbud tree, you continue to bewilder and baffle me. What is going on with this stuff? I wish I could tell you I felt like the iron was doing more, but I don't think it's doing all that much. They were kind of darkening as they sat out and oxidized, which is fascinating. I mean, this is a darker yellow, sure. I'm fascinated by this stuff. Maybe it needs a different mordant, like a copper mordant. Well, this will be our first plant that we are forced to like seek out other mordants from. But I've laundered the ones that weren't put in iron. Again, not a huge difference. I've laundered them separately at least, so we will know. And I'm pretty sure we got like nearly all of the dye out because they squeezed out very clear before I even put them in. I mean, I guess it's a little different. I don't know. Well, we'll look at these when they're undone and we'll take a peek. Great news, everyone. The ones that I put in iron that didn't look like anything was happening to are now a full army green. So that's good. Oh, God. Okay, well, I wish I could explain what has happened here in this strange chartreuse to chocolate brown nightmare. The chartreuse level of the green is not coming out as well as it could. And that is more yellowy tan than it is white, like it is in the picture. But you can see how the silk noir absorbed it totally differently, and the one on the right are the ones with iron. So we'll get these all dry, and then we will assess what we think might be happening, because I don't know. I wish I even knew what to say about how weird this is. I brought out two that we did before, just for reference, where it's, that color is contiguous. This bizarre navy blue is not. And this was mordanted the same way. This is cotton that was unmordanted. I believe it was an iron dye blanket. Here are our two. This one is the bark. This one is the leaf. My fingers are dyed by them. This is after the iron bath. Those are beautiful colors. Why they go from chartreuse to like a rich reddish chocolate, I remain baffled and bewildered. But it's very cool, and I think the redbud tree warrants further experimentation. But it is tannin rich. It does in fact interact with iron, as you can see up there, because we double banded these. So this is with no dye, theoretically. This is with just the redbud bark, or leaf in this case. And then this is with the iron to darken it. So we've done it. I hope you will tune in for another experiment. A friend of mine is sending me spinach berries that will apparently turn things purple. So that sounds very exciting. And I'll be looking forward to doing that experiment with you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.